This is the SS13 tutorial guide for nanoscience and nanorobotics in SS13. So, what are nanites? Nanites are tiny robots which you inject into the bloodstream of living things, which you can then send programs to for the nanites to perform that will have various effects on the person. What specifically those programs do, I will get into later in the video. Now, the first thing to note about nanoscience, or I'm just going to call them nanites from now on, is that they need to be researched. You don't have them by default at the beginning of the game. So you need to go to the research director's office, go to the research director's console, find the Nanotechnology, basic nanite programming is what you're looking for, and you want to research it. So for nanites, when you research basic nanite programming, you get the very basics. You cannot do much with what the basic nanite programming gives you, but you do have access to a bunch of other nanite programming, and these are quite deep tech trees, which will give you more interesting things to do. But what you will notice is that all of these don't cost general research. They do cost general research, but they cost general research and also nanite research, and we only have general research, so we need to get some nanite research. So how do we get nanite research? It's actually very simple. For every person on the station who has nanites in their bloodstream, the nanites will be generating nanite research. And that is accumulative. So one person has it, you'll get X amount of research. If two people have it, you have twice as much research. So you want to get your nanites into as many people as possible. Getting nanites into people's bloodstream is super easy. Grab your volunteer, click on this to open it up, drag them over to it, click on the console, and plant nanites.
Attention.
There we go, and it gives us, we'll get into what this is later. And the more people we have nanites in, the more research we get, so we want to get nanites in as many people as possible. Now that we've had these two people injected, we will be generating nanite research. Notably, you can also inject nanites into non-human creatures. It's the same as with humans. Notably, non-humans and humans without a player inside of them increase your research at a significantly reduced rate. So you want to get them into players if possible. So now that we have our nanites inside of someone, we got to get some programs on them to do something with those nanites. In order to get programs onto the nanites, we need to link the nanites in this person with our cloud servers. So we need to set a cloud ID, and you can set whichever one you want. I'm going to set 24. And we go to our Nanite Cloud Controller, and we just set it to the same one. And that means any programs uploaded onto our Nanite Cloud Controller will be sent to all the nanites around the station with that are on the 24 cloud. So now that we have these nanites synced with our volunteer, we don't need him anymore. We can send him off to do his thing, and we can work on getting some programs onto the nanites. We want to get one of our blank nanite program disks. We want to put it inside our nanite program hub, and will give us lists of all the programs that we have available to us. There's quite a few. and these are only the ones that we researched with the basic research pack. There's a lot more than this. For our example, we're going to go with distributed computing. This means that the nanites aid the research. It just means we get our nanite research faster for every person that has distributed computing on their nanites. So we're going to download it onto our disk. We're going to take the disk, we're going to put it in here, and we're going to upload distributed computing, and that will go to everyone that is on the backup 24 channel. So now that we've got a program on somebody and it's functioning and it's doing what we want, there's a couple of things to note. Firstly is the Nanite Volume. This starts at 100, it goes up by 0.5 per second, and it maxes out at 500. The safety threshold, you can change it if you'd like, but at default it's 50. When the nanites go beneath the safety threshold, in which case is 50, all the programs on the person stop. And different programs have different nanite consumption levels. This one consumes 0.2 per second and is always active, but we've got a growth of 0.5 per second, so we're still growing at 0.3 per second. Alright, I'm having to do a second take on this because the station blew up because I didn't set up the engine correctly. That's okay, because I've just rebooted the server and did everything the same as I already did it. So we've got program going in our person. It's going great. It's consuming of some nanites, but we're getting nanites at a faster rate. Let's take a closer look at these programs. So we have here different codes we can put onto our program. Activation, deactivation, and kill. And we also have, let me find it, Nanite remote control. This Nanite remote control will send out signal codes of whatever, you can set to whatever code you like, 46 in this example. And for example, if our distributed computing is on 46, its activation is on 46, its deactivation is on 47, and its kill is on 48. This will allow me to use my Nanite remote control to decide what programs are running at what time. Before that though, this program is currently only on this disk. In order to get it into the nanites in the people, I need to upload it, and then it will automatically be sent to all the people with the nanites who are on our code of 24. So that will mean it means I can use my Nanite remote control to manipulate which programs are running at which time. There are several settings. Local means it will only send the signal to the nanites in my own body. Targeted means it will only send the signal to the nanites in my in whoever I click on. Area means when I use it, it will send the signal to everyone in my line of sight, and relay will send it to any nanites station-wide in the game that have been given a specific relay code, which is a program you can put on people. So if I take my nanite scanner, I scan this person, it'll tell me that he has one program, distributed computing, and it's active. But if I set my Nanite control to targeted and to the deactivation signal code that we set, which was 47, and I use it on him, it will show us that it has become inactive. I set it back to 46, which was our activation code, and use it on him, shows it has become active. If I set it to our kill code, and I use it on him, it will show that the program has been killed, and it'll likely be replaced next time he syncs with the cloud, which he will do every 30 seconds. But yeah, it has taken that program off of him. Okay, so now I'll try to demonstrate a more practical use of the nanorobots. We're going to equip our friend Dean Gray here with a nanite program which is going to give him extremely fast healing. This is going to be bioreconstruction. And we can see here that he uses 5.5 nanobots per second, compared to the 0.5 nanobots that is generated automatically per second. So if this stays on, it will kill all of the nanobots. And we don't want to just upload it straight to him, because then it will be on permanently. What we want to do is we want to modify it a little bit so that it will be more usable. So we'll have a activation code of 20, and I have a shutdown timer. I'm going to do that to 30 seconds. And we're going to also put a deactivation code. So that means when we hit the when we use our nanite controller to send out the code 20, it will activate this for 30 seconds, and after 30 seconds it will turn off. And we're going to have it as inactive by default. We're going to send that to everyone on our 24 biostorage. Should be update, and it'll update any moment now. His nanobots check with the cloud to download any new information every 30 seconds. Okay, so it's updating now. We can see he's got in his program list, he's got bioreconstruction. It's currently inactive. So if he were to take harm, so I've gone off and I found a health scanner. I'm going to use it to find out he's got 70 brute damage done to him. And so we're going to take our nanite controller, I'm going to set it to targeted, we're going to set the signal code to 20, and activate it on him. And then we're going to take our thing, and it's going to tell us that the bioreconstruction is active. We're going to leave that for a little bit to work. Should be enough. We're going to hit him again, and we can see he's actually pretty much completely healed. He is entirely healed already. That was much quicker than I was actually expected to, and 70 is a lot of damage. If you get to 100 damage, you die. So it's still going. It is consuming the bios. Yep, and then it stopped. That's actually so powerful, you can probably afford to make the bioreconstruction shutdown timer a little shorter. So all the programs I've gone over so far have all been on-off programs. You turn them on or you turn them off, and they consume a certain amount of nanites per second for every second that they're on. But not every program is like that. There are some programs which you trigger, have a cooldown, they activate once, and they consume a singular amount of nanites, and then you can't use them again for the rest of that until the cooldown is activated. Also, not all nanites are helpful. Some nanites are harmful, and we'll be going into that. For example, the sleep induction we'll go with. That seems like it's useful. If we look at it, we'll set it to activate on the code 10. Oh, so yeah, it should always be active, so we'll never have any reason to deactivate it, and it costs nothing to be active, but then it triggers on 10. It's going to take 120 seconds to cool down and 15 seconds to, and it costs 15 nanites to do. And all of this, oh yeah, and we can get it to repeat every 120 seconds if we want to. Okay, so if we're going to do it, we're not going to do it this way, that's too complicated. We're just going to have it on a trigger. And we'll trigger it when we want. Wait for it to upload. There we go. It's inactive. Do we want it to be inactive? Okay, so I just turned a activation and deactivation code onto it, so I can use the remote control to deactivate it. And to reactivate it. So next we're going to trigger it, and what this one does is it gives them narcolepsy, which just takes a couple of seconds to activate, but it will send them to sleep. It only send them to sleep for a very short time, but that's enough to get cuffs on them. It's enough to, I don't know, throw them out an airlock. It's a good bit of time. So you've got some time to work with there. So maybe security might talk to you and say, hey, can you put some nanites with a sleep thing on so we can put this person to sleep if we need to. It might be something they say. And it works about that way. The rest of the video I'm just going to explore some of my favourite programs. We'll start with the mind control program, which is very nice. Imprint an absolute directive into the host brain for 1 minute when triggered. What this does is it creates a pop-up on the person's screen, the player's screen, telling them that they've been mind controlled and that they need to follow what's been said. And you can just give them an instruction and they can interpret that however they want. If they don't follow it though, it is actually breaking the rules and you need to get in contact with an admin, and then the admin can slap them and tell them, hey, do what you're told, or something. So do that. Now this one's different because it uses the COM code, so we're going to need a Nanite COM control rather than a normal Nanite control. Monkey Nanite communication remote. And set it to the same code. And I mean, it's kind of boring because there's no way on our side to see the reaction, but they just had a thing come up on their screen. There's an empty character, there's no player in it. Anyway. Okay, so the last one I'll go over is probably the most amusing Nanite program. It's weaponized, it is called chain detonation. And I'll let this one speak for itself. So we set that to 55. Let's check it's actually so I made a bunch of monkeys earlier to give them nanites so that I could get nanite research faster, and they almost killed me. So we're going to get some revenge on them. Hold up. I'm trying to get this monkey out of this thing. I don't think I can use my thing on him whilst he's okay. He got out. That's good. Let's check if he's actually. There we go. That what? He's screeching, so he's not happy. I don't think that worked. Did I put it on 56? Oh, I think that worked. I didn't do much though. It's not that it didn't do much as I thought it would. Okay, it actually did quite a lot. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. May have killed myself. Yeah, I think I have killed myself. Did that destroy all of them? Holy crap. That was brilliant. I'm quite pleased with that. Okay, so my character did die. I've had to load out a new character. I've got a new one with the destruction code. This one's set to area though, so it should trigger everyone in my line of sight. Let's see how that goes. Beautiful. That's what those damn monkeys get for trying to kill me. Allah Akbar.